Hello. Hold on.
Hi, Rachel. How are you?
How are you?
Oh, I'm doing dandy.
Good that we could finally connect.
I know. You are one of my favorites, and I was so happy that you wanted to come on and do an episode of the pod.
Always, always, girl. Whenever you want me to do it, I am at your disposal.
That is very good to know because I have a feeling I will be asking you in the future. So, all about your recent release, Your Secret to Keep. Would you like to explain a little bit to listeners what they can expect from that?
Sure. So, Your Secret to Keep features Brooks and Leah. Brooks is an NBA player that is coming back from a devastating ACL injury. And Leah basically is on this horrific date when Brooks comes and saves the day. And she ends up getting her dream job working for the NBA team. And then it's the whole we've got this great chemistry, but we shouldn't be together because of work. And they obviously have to be together. So,
Obviously.
so yeah, yeah, that's how I would explain it. That's very messy, but you get it.
Yeah, it just makes it so much more exciting when you know it's like a forbidden type of trope you got going on there.
Yeah, and it's like light on the forbidden. Like I put it on one of the trope things and I was like, I am really stretching it, but I feel good about it.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. I flew through the book and I gotta say, like, I've actually not read that many basketball romances. Like, they're just not that common sometimes.
No, they're really not. Yeah, they're not. And I didn't know that these books were going to exist because I don't know if you've heard the story, but I basically wrote Your Play to Call as a standalone. And all of my alpha readers were like, if you do not give Zach and Emily book two, and I was like, I'm not writing anymore. Like, this is just a one-off. And they were like, well, then you have to reel them back in because everyone's going to be really mad. So I quite literally wrote Trip and Willow and then had to, Zach and Emily were like there, but we don't meet Leah in these other books. So it really gave me the flexibility to really write whatever I wanted for, I mean, obviously for all of them, but for the third one. And I'm a big basketball girl, so it felt really good to be able to round it out that way.
I love that. No, I hadn't heard the story of how it all came to be. That's amazing.
It's something. It makes it quite challenging because everyone's like, "Oh, book three, who's it gonna be?" And I'm like, "Listen, I wish I knew." Like, I truly, sometimes I don't know anything about my own stories, so you know how it goes.
Well, hey, it makes it an adventure for you as well, so.
My Stephen King book is just hanging out here. We're just gonna leave it.
Wow, it's just like stare. Hey, that's amazing. I literally thrifted my first Stephen King book like last week, and it was a collector's edition for $1.
Have you read any Stephen King?
I have not.
Oh my gosh, what book did you get?
Oh my God. See, I cannot remember the name of it. It's somewhere over here on a shelf, and it's like gray, like a gray face.
Mm.
Er,
Well, if you need any recs, The Shining and Doctor Sleep kind of go together, and Doctor Sleep is my favorite. It's hard to say. I love it. Like I'm getting a Pennywise tattoo in the near future. Like I
Ooh,
love this book, but Doctor Sleep and The Shining are like really, really good, and they're kind of short, so
ooh,
complete
okay.
diverge romance books there, but definitely any Stephen King recs, you let me know.
I will do that because I've been wanting to read him, and I like he has so many. I had no idea like where to start, and like I'm not even seeing the movies to be honest.
You should definitely read The Shining and read Doctor Sleep and then watch those two adaptations together. They're the one from, I mean, it has to be like from the 80s for The Shining. It's
Yeah.
like so good still. And Doctor Sleep is one of the best movie adaptations I've ever seen, so it's really good.
Ooh, okay. I'm definitely adding those to the TBR ASAP. I love the little collection of books you actually have behind you there. They look so pretty together.
Yes, these are like my so I have a whole wall of shelves here, but these are like this is my John Green shelf, like I'm obsessed with him.
Yes.
These are books that I need to read in the future. These are Jenny Han,
Ooh.
Adam Silvera, V.E. Schwab, some more Stephen King, and then these are like just some special editions. I have like Spider-Man comics and one of
Oh,
my own proof copies, but
I love
yeah, this is
that.
my, like fun shelf.
Yeah, I think everybody needs that. Like I have like a chaotic shelf and then I have like everything organized, displayed, yada yada
Yes.
yada. Yeah.
Thanks.
It's like it comes to a point where you just like have to account for bookshelves being an investment, like you just have to have more.
100%. For sure.
Oh, yeah. Um, so Leah and Brooks were an amazing couple in this book. Do you have like what is some of your favorite things about each of them? Because like they made it like so real, so believable, and I just love seeing them together.
Um, I love that Leah like knows about sports and like wants to talk about it.
Mm.
Um, if you can't tell, I've been victim of the if that's your favorite team, who's on the roster? Or, like just like those dumb questions that people will ask you for liking something. And I hate it. So
Mm.
that's something about Leah. Like she's really strong, even though her life's been hard. And then for Brooks, I I mean, I love the idea that he actually gets to find his like part of his family. Like that is also something that I went through as an adult. So uh being able to kind of like write it that way was really fun. I
Yeah.
also had like a very positive experience when I got to meet like a we call him my bonus brother, but
Aw.
I just love that he's able to find family, but that it isn't his dad. Well, I mean, like he finds his dad and like they have a relationship, but it's not like I don't know, like for it to start with Zach and all of that is really I feel like I just spoiled something. It doesn't matter. I really like the found family part. It's fine. These books.
Yeah. Found family is always a fun thing to read in books, and I love it because it's just like it makes it feel like you are reading about a real family and real characters, and like you can actually see glimpses into their lives, and a lot of them you can relate to because they feel what you feel inside your head, and you're able to do such a wonderful job to transport that to the page.
Hmm. Yeah, I do really like that's not like part of him. It's something that happens to him, but I just love how he navigates it and
Yeah.
works through it. Like I think it's good.
Yeah, they were so interesting to read about, and I loved all the side characters in the books as well. And speaking of found family, like I know I don't even know, it's so hard to choose, but like I have my top favorite tropes, but like what are yours favorite tropes to write?
Well, I feel like fake dating was so fun. But here's the thing about fake dating is it's never fake, right?
Yeah.
Um, I love writing those moments where it's like they both know like they have feelings, but like reading it from both perspectives, like bouncing it off each other. I do really like doing that. I love enemies to lovers. I love rivals to lovers. That needs to happen eventually.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, in my next projects, but yeah, I really like the fake dating. It was so fun. I had such a good time.
Yeah, that is one of my top three. I think
Mm.
it would be like fake dating, enemies to lovers, and oh man, I don't know. I really like arranged marriage.
It is a good one, and I have not read enough of them because I used to think that I just really didn't like them. And then I read one by Rebecca Genchak
Yeah.
in the Wildcat books, and I was like, all right, this is. I feel like whenever I had read Arranged Marriage, it had been like mafia or like really dark.
Yeah.
Not that I don't like those, but it just wasn't something I just never like, I don't know, it just never like clicked for me that I like also like Marriage of Convenience, like
Yes, yes, that was what I was
I
forgetting.
I would love to write one of those. Like just something so because you want to know what happens with the reader is like you give them the most insane thing, like the wildest reason why they have to get married and they're like, "Yep, okay. Sounds good." Like we immediately are just all in. And I'm like, "Okay, if you start off the book like that, it's just like more likely to just continue the good times without being like, would this actually happen? I'm like, listen, no, ma'am, but that's the thing. It's a fiction book, so I'd love
Okay.
to write a marriage of convenience.
Yeah, please do that. I ask on behalf of all your readers, please do that.
Think about it.
Oh my gosh. It just makes it so fun because like reading has something for everyone. And that like you said, that's the fun thing about fiction is it don't have to be taken too seriously. Like, okay, is this actually gonna happen? Or when she like I don't think the female protagonist should have handled it this way. Okay, yeah, maybe not in real life, but it's fiction.
I also
It's
think
just
I also think that we give like real humans like way too much credit. Like
Yeah,
they're probably handling it like that or worse. It's
exactly.
always, yeah, it's always easy to like pick something out and be like, no, not like this. But yeah, I totally agree. It's one of the best parts about fiction books.
Yeah. I know you're a writer, but like, what are your favorite genres to read? Like, I know we talked about Stephen King. Like, is horror one of your top ones?
So I love scary things. Like I've got this Chucky doll looking at me. I love scary movies. I love scary books. I probably don't read nearly as much as I used. Well, I don't read as much as I used to prior to being like writing.
Yeah.
That is like one of the saddest things. Like I still do it because it's part of the craft, but like being able to like read 200 books in a year was just like so fun. Now it's just not
Yes.
like that. But I do read a lot of like horror and a lot of romance. Like that's the I like a lot of YA, which I know that isn't a genre, but that is like I don't really know the correct terminology. But there's just something so soon about a YA book where they're just going to be smooching and all those things that we remember from when we were younger and they just still resonate and hit as hard as they do. So that's what I would say.
Yeah, I have a whole YA shelf just staring at me right now with sprayed edges and Jenny Han, all of that good
Oh my
stuff.
God, she's the best. Have you read anything by Caitlin Hill?
I have not.
All right, Miss Ma'am, listen. Though all of her books, I literally read in a single sitting in my hot tub. I love them. I love her writing. They're so good. One is like a bachelor-esque, but they're like teenagers, like 20, I think. I loved it. She did one where it's like a wilderness thing. Oh, they're so good. Can't say enough good things about Caitlin Hill. You should definitely pick one of those up.
Okay, I'm officially sat and will be running to Goodreads and Amazon after this. So,
So good. I love
yeah.
them. I love her. She's the best.
That sounds amazing.
So fun.
Yeah. I love how there is just so many different things to choose from. It's like so hard when I'm looking at my TBR. I'm like, what do I read next? Like, if it's not arcs, it's like the decision is so hard because it's like you
Yeah,
got,
like no timing, like you can just do whatever.
yeah. And it's just like, there's so many to choose from. Like, I don't even know where to start. I have like bits and pieces of physical books by my nightstand just stacked because I'm reading some of all of
I mean, anything can be a bookshelf if you try hard enough. So,
literally, and anything can be a bookmark, So
100%. I saw this thing about TBRs. I'm sure you've seen it. It's like a TBR is a menu, not a to-do list. And that is like such a good way to look at it. And I'm like, yes, like what do I get to pick up next instead of feeling like the pressure, which like I did Bookstagram before I had my author page, but
really.
yes.
Oh wow.
Those posts are still on that page if you wanted to scroll back, but you don't have to. There's nothing good there. Um, but I do remember being so intentional about like what you pick up because you
Hmm.
don't have infinite time and signing up for stuff and then not being able to fit it in, which is also why like anyone who signed like I got an email today from an ARC reader
Mhm.
and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I haven't been able to get to your secret to keep." And I'm like, quite literally, it is 100% fine. I'm not mad. I'm not disappointed. There is no sarcasm in my voice. This is supposed to be fun. Life happens. You sending me this email kind of makes me feel bad. Like, I don't want you to feel this pressure. Like, if you get to it, you get to it. If you don't, you did your best. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't blacklist anybody unless you steal from me.
Yeah.
Like if you submit your review links, you automatically get the other books, but like I give away a lot of arcs typically when I am to that stage. But
Yeah.
I think that's really important, like reading what you want because life is short and there's only so many hours in the day.
I love that mindset. That's really sweet of you and to be so understanding with ARC readers and just readers in general and getting to, because you don't want it to become like a have to, like as far as like, okay, I gotta get through this. So that's
No. I think everyone could just feel a lot better if we all adopted a little more of that mindset.
yeah,
Like
exactly.
just chilled out for a minute. Like maybe we could all be just like a touch happier. So,
Yeah.
not I'm like the most stressed out person you ever met. So like I don't take that advice for many other parts of my life, but for like arc reading and committing to stuff like that, like it's really not that deep. So,
Yeah.
the hot take no one asked for.
Hot take of the day.
Yes.
Speaking of your books and writing, have you always wanted to be a writer? Because it just seems like when I picked up your book for the first time, it just seemed like it came so naturally to you and like you really found where you belong. So like have you always wanted to do that or did it just kind of happen one day?
That is a very nice compliment, and thank you for saying that.
Of course.
I have always been a big nerd in the sense of when I was very little, like I remember being like 3 or 4, and my mom would bribe me with like, if you do this, I'll teach you how to write your name in cursive. If you do this, I'll take you to the library. Like I always wanted notebooks and pens and paper and things like that. So I've always been writing. In the 5th grade, I wrote this paper about polar bears, and I think I used a word like magnificent or something. And my 5th grade teacher called my parents, being like, "We think Rachel plagiarized this," and my mom's like, "Nope, she's just obsessed with this a thesaurus." So I've always been that way, but I did think that my writing would be more journalism based, not fiction based, because the job that Leah has in Your Secret to Keep was the job I always wanted. Went to school for electronic media broadcasting, sports journalism, things like this. It did not pan out for several reasons. Some were my choice, some were not. And, I thought that's what I would do. It would be like journalism, maybe blog writing. I wrote for a couple newspapers, for magazines, and then, I basically, for a lodge affair, if you've heard these stories, I'm so sorry. I feel like I tell them a
No,
lot,
I
but
have not.
perfect. So when I wrote A Lodge Affair, the idea actually came from I was on a work trip in the Pacific Northwest. And have you read this one?
I have I have not. I have it right on my
There's
shelf
no
over here.
pressure. I just won't spoil it. But the meet cute is basically like, um, she is type A and she loses these boxes that are supposed, well, she didn't lose them. They're supposed to be at the event and they are just nowhere to be found. And then this beautiful, handsome lodge owner, of course, finds the boxes and he's like, "Oh, are these yours?" And this like happened to me and I had this like out of body experience and I was like, "Okay, I should write this." But to be honest, like I was in like a pretty dark, like depression hole. Uh didn't really want to do much of anything. So basically I was like, well, maybe I'll write this and see what happens. I don't ever have to publish it.
Mhm.
I obviously published it. And it was something that kind of changed. It changed me in a lot of ways. Like the friends that I have now because of books and writing, I cry about everything. I'm trying not to cry right now. Like that, it's crazy to think about. Like that I did not know these people my whole life, or I would have never met them if I wouldn't have done this. Like
Yeah.
that part is quite shocking. So I'm glad that I did it. I can't imagine have not done it now. Like that's the weird thing. But yes, I've always loved to write, always loved to read. Um, I, the writing the book came kind of out of nowhere. Like I had a Bookstagram account and I was writing poetry and I would like post a book review and a poem, and I do have a poetry book that is out. But even then, I was like, well, this is just how I can make my page different. Like this is something I can do to stand out, and it's something I really enjoy doing. And then it was like, well, you could just write the whole book and see what happens. So, yes, too long didn't read. I always thought I would be a writer in some way, shape, or form. I did not really see it being a fiction space, but I'm glad that it is.
Yeah, I don't think it could have ended more perfectly for you, and I'm so happy that to hear that. Like that's amazing to get to the end and now. Like think when I think back to your secret to keep and know that that was what you originally had planned is just amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I love sports. I love women in sports. I love people in sports that aren't supposed to be in sports. Like, it's one of those things where it's like so societal driven and like, so this is what you're supposed to do. And I love when people just kind of like bend it a little.
Yeah.
And I mean, I was always like, I wanted to wrestle. I wanted to play hockey. I did end up being like a cheerleader and like a dancer. Like, I did end up doing like the feminine thing, but like, I would kick your ass in pretty much anything. Like I still have. I had older brothers. My dad used to race me. Like I wanted to play with the boys. And it was being like the Leah job is so hard to crack into. And I actually had when I was in college, I had So you have to do an internship, which
Mm.
means you get to work for free. It's fun, but it's honestly like a financial suck. And
Yeah.
I had a interview with like a major sports conglomerate that you would know if I said out loud, but I'm not going to say it. And I applied to the internship using my initials. So my maiden name was Hauk, so it was R Hauk. And we did Skype back then. So when I got online to do my Skype interview, they were like thrown that I was a woman. And they were like, "How long does it take you to get ready?" And I was like, "What?" Like they asked me basically like questions that I think they thought were jokes, but they really weren't funny. And I was
Yeah.
just like, "I wouldn't work for you if you begged me." Like I couldn't do it. Like I would have to have gone to Texas. Like it was so bizarre in that moment to be like, I didn't even do anything. I'm
Yeah.
just existing as I am. And it was just one of those things that really kind of opened up like the trajectory. And I still entertained it for a little while. But after that, I was like, this really isn't what I want to. I don't want to be fighting just because I'm a girl. Like,
No.
so
Yeah. That's actually so crazy and bizarre. And like you said, I love when people, stand out for like what they enjoy or whatever, because like I love football and I love baseball. Like I'm always watching football with my dad and we go to baseball games annually, like multiple times a year. And like I love it. And it's just something so fun and so freeing to get to do because like
absolutely.
and I'm the girliest girl ever. Like I like my pink, I
Yes,
like my high
I love
heels.
makeup. I'll paint my
Yes.
nails. I'll do whatever you want. But like I also can tell you about this defensive set that this NBA team just played. It's one of those very weird things where it's like it's a boys club. I think they joke sometimes about like wanting girls to be part of it, but I feel like we're just now in the space where like they're actually giving women and women in sports like a fair shot. Like it has a long way to go, but I feel pretty good about where we are at. So,
Where we're headed. That's amazing.
yes.
Yeah, see, you get it. You get
Oh, thanks so
it. Well, I can imagine that this story was really close and dear to your heart then,
much.
especially since I'm sure you've probably seen yourself a lot in our female
Yes.
lead, Leah. Do you
Yes.
have a favorite moment that you had behind the scenes while writing her and Brooks's story?
Ooh, behind the scenes. There's usually a part in a book. So I don't know if you know this about most authors, and maybe just the people I know. The whole time you're writing it, you're kind of like, this sucks. No one's gonna read it. No one thinks like the imposter syndrome is like quite crippling. Like, this is terrible. Nobody wants this. Like, that is a common thought we have. And then there's been a point in all the books I've written, sometimes there's more than one, where it's like I write something and I'm like, I know this is gold. I know this is good. I know this is gonna hit the way I want it to. And for me, it was the when Leah gets to do the booth and they're like talking about her in the press conference. And like you should have just seen me like I'm just like tip tapping and I'm like shaking my head and I'm just like cheering somebody on that quite literally fell from my brain. Like it's not real, but it feels so real in those moments. So I remember writing it and I remember being like, okay, I think this is really good. And then reading it back and being like, hell yeah, like that is the one, that is the scene. And it isn't even like it's pivotal, but it isn't like the conflict resolution. Like it's nothing like that. It's just truly like a great building scene. So that's my answer.
That sounds so magical. I can only imagine like what it was like to see you tip tapping away and just like on cloud nine there.
I'm usually crying or something, so I mean the this was much more fun.
Yeah, that had to be a good change of scenery. I love how, you're able authors amaze me because like it's how they are able to take something from their brain literally and then put it on a page and you have readers who find your books or know you and read your books and connect with it and feel like it's just like an extension of you and like then it becomes, oh, I'm hanging on every word. I need the next one and I need this
Yeah,
one. And I just think it's really amazing how it all comes
you
together.
do, honestly. So when I wrote a Lodge Affair, I had other like probably half of your play to call done.
Hmm.
And I was like, maybe I'll put out another one. Maybe I'll just write for myself. And then I had the reader experience, which I don't know if mine was just like a stronger positive start than some other indie debuts, but like it exceeded all my expectations in all way, shape, or form. Like there's this stat that's basically like 90% of indie published books don't sell 200 copies ever. Like
Yeah.
that is a stat. So I remember being like, my goal is I would love to sell 200 copies in 1 year. Like that would be great. And then I sold over 200 in pre-order. And I was like, that. And then after that, I was like, I don't have any more numbers. My husband kept being like, what's next? I'm like, quite literally, I don't know because this isn't supposed to be, this isn't really supposed to happen. So I do think that I had something going on. Like I had some magic with me with that release. And like I said, I mean, some of the people that I met are just, it is crazy to think to me that like they would have never walked into my life without me putting that book out. Like Amber Cordova is one of my best friends, and she
Yeah.
was an ARC reader for a lodge fair.
No way.
Was an ARC reader. I did not know her. I don't know how she got the sign up link. Like, I don't know how she found, we just talked about this. I don't know how she found out about it, but I remember her messaging me. It was like 2 weeks before pub day. And she was like, hey, I have no idea if you have author copies early, but like I ordered, I pre-ordered on your Etsy shop and I would love people to post on it on release day. And I was like, I for sure have author copies. I'll send yours out right now. And then she told me she was writing a book. And I was like, oh my God, I don't know anything, but if you have any questions, like let me know. And now we talk literally every day. Like it's
Oh my gosh.
wild. Like quite literally, she was just an ARC reader. And I mean, she did love the book, but I mean, she lives in Florida. I live in Michigan. She's from the Dominican Republic. I am from here. Like there
Yeah.
are so many things that like don't, that would have never aligned. So like I think about stuff like that and I'm like, you got to keep going because what else is waiting, right? Like,
Literally,
and
like what else is out there?
who knows? Did you just chat with Abby Millsaps?
Yes, yes, I did. I love her.
Listen, I love Abby, and I got to spend a few days with Abby, and she's from Ohio. I'm in Michigan, so we're not that far.
Yeah.
We were at an event in Michigan, and I got like the the bad end of a stick from another author that was supposed to like share an Airbnb with me, didn't show up, like all the stuff.
Mm.
And I had known Abby from like my book clubs where I've read her work. And I basically just sent her like a panicked DM being like, hey, I promise like I'm not a serial killer, but like if I could hang out with you guys for a little while, because I was gonna be like by myself for like 3 days. And she
Yeah.
absolutely. So then I got to spend a ton of time with her and like, I don't know, it's just people like that. Like they're so amazing. Like you're doing the coolest stuff. And I would have never met you if I hadn't done it.
I that is actually so amazing. And it's crazy to me because like I didn't even have a Bookstagram until like I think the end of July, beginning of August last year.
It's amazing.
And and yeah, it's like the fact that this is now my life. I now work in the industry and I now have met so many incredible friends that I never would have known had I not joined, like you said.
No,
And like we
no,
wouldn't be chatting right now. So
no,
it's
you
just
would
like,
not. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's also like very scary how the world works. Like, uh,
yeah,
but yeah, I have no idea what question you just asked me that took me down that tangent. But yes, that's
that was a great that was a great moment, don't worry.
just talk forever, to be honest. So you'll have to
Okay.
reel me in.
No, I love talking with you, seriously. You are such a delight. And I was so excited that you wanted to come on because
Oh,
I have,
absolutely.
yeah, I've been following you for a while now because, like, I'm in Michigan a lot actually because I have family up there and we're actually going in a
Sure.
couple of weeks. Do you know of Flushing Township?
Yes, I know Flushing. Why are you saying it like that? You're
I
saying it like it's the smallest town in the state. I know where Flushing is, yes.
Okay, well, it has like one stoplight, like in
I
parts.
mean, like, but Flushing, I know where the area is, yes.
Yeah,
I'm about
okay.
an hour north. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Because they've actually lived in several parts of Michigan, and so when they moved to Flushing, I'm like, I've never even heard of Flushing.
Yeah,
So
and
yeah, I'm actually happy that you know that. It's like because like we like to go to Frankenmuth there a
oh my God,
lot.
of
It is
course.
magical. Have you been there?
Yes. It's not funny. It's only funny because I make fun of my mom because every Sunday after Thanksgiving, she doesn't make us. She allows us all to go to Frankenmuth. That's how we do our Thanksgiving with my side of the family.
Oh
So,
my
yeah,
gosh.
I go every year. It is magical.
It is. Yeah, like the first time we went, we did like the horse-drawn carriage rides and stuff.
Amazing.
amazing. It just feels like a little slice of happiness and like you're in a basically in a Hallmark movie or a
Yeah,
romance book,
I
so
really just want to like eat my body weight in fudge.
yes, that's
That's
like one of the
for sure. Like you want me to walk by and it smells like fudge, I'm going in. I
exactly.
love the old-timey like candy store. I'm a big sugar fiend, so that's
Yeah.
always like the vibe. But yes, I know Frankenmuth. That's like 30 minutes from me. That's not far at all.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
I
Because like
only go really like once a year, so it's enough. It's
it's
enough to go once a year.
I love that we've been so close and never even known it.
Yeah, so far.
Speaking of these wonderful places, how do you choose the settings when you write books? Like how do you choose like where to set them?
I don't know. I don't I mean this wholeheartedly when I say this. The only thing that I know when I sit down to write a book is the meet cute, how the two people meet each other. I don't know anything else. I don't know the conflict. I don't know the end. I don't know the tropes. I don't have a title. I literally know nothing. And I sit down, I usually will start writing it once I can't stop thinking about the meet cute. And I write from start to finish.
Oh wow.
So it is a surprise to me when I get to certain parts. Like in Elijah Fair, Holland has this very like emotional thing that happens, and I was like sobbing while I was writing it, and my husband kept being like, this is your book. You could change it." Like, I can't. This is just like how it came out of my brain. I don't know how to explain it. It's like you don't know it, but you knew it the whole time.
Yeah.
So I don't think much where they're gonna be set. For Elijah Fair was different because I was in the Pacific Northwest. Like it's based off of a real place.
Yeah.
Um, I think I liked New York. I was like, my friend Liz lives in New York. She sent me some stock images and stuff. I'm like, this is cool. The next thing I'm working on though is Michigan based. Like it's a Michigan vibe. And that was intentional because I had this idea. Trigger warning, I was in a really bad car accident last year. I'm completely fine. But I was in this car accident. It was like so traumatic. And I woke up in the middle of the night just being like, I wonder if anyone has written a book called this. And they hadn't. I'm like, I'm gonna write that. And it's gonna be based in Michigan. But that's the first time where that has come first. It's usually always the meet cute. And people are like, oh my God, I hate this third act breakup. Me too. I didn't love it. Like it's just it's sometimes it doesn't feel like you can push against it.
You just have to listen to the characters and where they lead. Like
Yeah, like I don't plot, I don't have an outline. Like
that's incredible,
everyone's
actually.
like, how's your outlining? I'm like, I'd probably have a lot more, it'd probably be much easier if I knew how to do it. But I'm also not writing anything with like a cliffhanger,
Right.
um, or anything like that. I mean, they're all contained and it's worked this far, so I don't think much about where they're going to be set. Unless I have projects where it lends itself
Yeah.
to being specific. Like I'm a part of a small town anthology that's based on fall. Like it's a fall small town anthology.
Mhm.
I think it'll be out in the fall. That would make sense. And I'm writing it like in this fake small town in Michigan because like, have you ever been to Traverse City?
I have I have not.
All right, well, that's probably the best place in Michigan. Someone's gonna be like, no, it's not. Doesn't matter. It is so gorgeous. It is wineries, it is food, it is breweries, I love it. And in the fall, it is like I can't imagine a place being more beautiful.
Oh wow.
So it's like lightly based off of that. But it's just because I like to go there.
Yeah. That
Like
just makes it more special. Like I love that.
they're always going to be fake names. You think I'm saying a real city? These readers will come for you so fast. And it doesn't matter. You could have lived on that street and they're like, this isn't the right street. This isn't how there's two stoplights. Like, I am so afraid of doing anything that's like literal that I'm just going to make up all these things. Like, Michigan is enough. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
you know,
You have
that's,
creative control.
yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's all fake. It can't be anywhere. So no one can tell me I didn't research or fill in the blank. It's
I
not
like
funny,
that.
but you get it.
Yeah, that's a good way to plan things because and I'm actually really excited because like I said, we go there a lot and we went to Ascota, I think that's how you say it.
Skoda?
Ascota, that's not how you say it. Okay.
Okay. You said it very fancy, like
Nope, just not.
Really like Canadian sounding, like Ascoda. Like it's yeah.
Yeah, okay, got you. And yeah, I've actually like we've been like all around in like different parts because like I said. And so like we've been to like right over where you could look over and see Canada, which is really cool.
Like
And
where? Oh, so like by Detroit. Yeah.
yeah, so like we've been like all around throughout there. So I'm really excited to have some Michigan books in the works from you.
Oh, so good. Yeah, very excited.
Yeah, well, I guess you did just sort of hint at what we can expect from book-wise from you in the future. Do you have like any fun signings coming up that you'd like to hint at or no?
So many signings coming up. I am going to Kiss and Tell in Dallas,
Hmm.
and that's in like 2 weeks. It's like my first big flying to a con. It is a first time event, but they have been so great with all their communication. They
Nice.
sold out of tickets in like a week, I feel like. Ruby Dixon will be there, Sarah Simone, I think, Sarah Kate, Lana Ferguson. Like there's some like big names that will be there.
Yeah.
Hopefully they will then come to my table to buy something, but you never know. And then I'm doing Romantically Yours in Orlando in August. Tennessee LitCon in September. That's also like that event I think is going to be 10 out of 10. I'm so excited for that one.
I will see you there at that one.
Yes. It's going to be so good. And then I'm doing Bookish Camp. It's in Ohio. It's like a readers pay for a whole weekend. It's like an experience thing. It's not really like a selling thing,
Yeah.
but it's going to be fun. And then I think I'm doing the Lust in this the thing that's in Owasso.
Uh,
It's a romance one. I couldn't do it last year because I was at Taylor Swift, so I was bummed. Like in driving distance. Uh,
yeah.
yeah, so that's for this year. And then 2026 is already full for me, which is wild to think about.
Really? Wow.
I'm doing Love Lit Con in San Diego.
Hmm.
I'm doing Sports Romance Con. It hasn't been announced yet. I'm doing Signed with Spice in Maine. Virginia is for book lovers and Book Harvest. Um, just all in. I told myself I wanted to try like 2 years of like signings and just see if that's something I want to do every year. I don't
Hmm.
know. But now it's like I want to see all my friends that live so far away. Like,
Yeah.
you know?
You're literally going all over the map for these. That's amazing.
Yeah, my husband is really thrilled. He's not coming, but he's like, you don't live here anymore. Um, and then for books, I have a secret project that has not been announced yet, but I'm trying to get them to announce it because I am so bad at this, and I'm gonna need people to start reading it pretty soon for like early stuff. So I'm trying to get them to announce it, but that literally fell in my lap. It is not anything that I had planned. And then I have a 3 book hockey series. That's the one in Michigan. So that's coming. The first book has to be out by October because I have an October hockey event. I'm telling you, this is how I plan things.
Hey,
It'll be
I
fun.
love it. I
I
love it.
I thrive under a deadline.
Me
Like
too.
if somebody was like, you have to write a book in 1 week, it has to be 100,000 words, I'd be like, watch me work. I'll still work my corporate job. It doesn't matter. I can do anything under a deadline, so I feel fine about it. Um, but yeah, so that's the upcoming like current schedule, and then after that, it will either be Witches and Vampires or like an angsty duology with a rock star. Like both have been floating around.
Oh my gosh, you are feeding
There's
the
just not
people.
enough time, and I work a job.
Yeah.
I've made myself too important. The you've girl boss too close to the sun is 100% me. I've made myself too important. I do love my job, but it's different. Like people rely on me and depend on me, and sometimes I have to stay late and travel and all sorts of stuff. And it's like, dang, that's the part that surprises me. Like,
Yeah.
what, this year I already had 2 books. I mean, there is a scenario where I rapid release the 3 by the end of the year, the hockey books.
Oh wow.
I don't know if I actually want to do it,
Hmm.
but 2 of them should be out. So that's like 4 books in a year. I will have written 5. The Secret Project doesn't come out till next year, but that's a lot of writing.
Yeah, you've been very, very busy.
I'm
Reader
mentally
everything.
ill and I don't sleep a whole lot. Like that's really the everyone's like, how do you do it? I'm like, how much Prozac do you take? Like I take a lot of Prozac and antidepressant meds. So and I fixate. I fixate. It's so funny because I can't watch like new TV. Like I mean like TV that is new to me that I have not
Yeah.
seen. But I broke that rule. I broke that rule and I started watching Below Deck, which like I am not a reality TV show gal. Like it is, I am amazed how it sucked me in.
Hmm.
I watched about 29 hours of Below Deck this weekend, and that is not an exaggeration. I
Oh,
will do nothing else besides that. So I just need to fixate.
and then you're good to go.
Yes, and then it'll be fine.
That wow, that's amazing.
I don't think it's amazing, but it's nice
It's
to
a
use.
talent. How's that?
Are you sure? Because it sounds definitely like a con. Like it's
Hey,
just I don't know. I have no chill.
yeah.
I'll stay up all night. Like you want me to go to work after not sleeping? Won't be the first time. Like, okay,
Yeah.
whatever.
Wow. I think you are Wonder Woman.
I'd like to think Prozac. That's my
Well, it's working for you.
yes, yes. Took that question way left, but it's fine.
Hey, that makes it even more entertaining, okay? Like, we're giving the people something to listen
We
to.
are giving them what they want. I am telling
Exactly.
you. It's yeah. The first time that ever really happened, it was in 2020. So we're like pandemic land.
Hmm.
It was like my job has great vacation, but during the pandemic you didn't go anywhere, right?
Yeah.
So and you have to use it or you lose it. So I
Right.
basically had like a December staycation. I think I worked 1 week of December and then I was just home,
Mhm.
which was fine. But I started watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer for the first time in my life. And when I tell you that I stayed up for almost 3 days, I'm not lying. My husband had to be like, when have you eaten? Have you slept? We're unplugging this TV and you have to do something else, like go to bed, because this is not how adults are. And I was like,
Oh
I
my
didn't know
God.
it had been that long. Like just so
In the
focused.
zone. I literally have the DVDs right next to me.
Oh my God, I love Buffy so much. I love it so much.
Iconic, really.
Oh my God, it really is. And I did not get to like enjoy it as a teen or young person.
Yeah.
I was just like a 30-year-old thriving on Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
As you should be.
I mean, why not? But still, I would have loved to have been just like teenage Rachel, just geeking out over Buffy
Yeah.
because
I
Angel was first.
Yeah. It's always so like bittersweet when you find series and you're late to them or they're already over, like or almost
They
over.
have to be over. I can't be starting a TV series that isn't finished. What do you think that would do to me? It's like, actually, it's canceled. I would have to go back to therapy. Like, it would be a horrific, that would really bother me. That's one of the reasons I didn't watch new TV.
Oh, gotcha.
Has to be finished.
Yeah, well then there's no surprises, you know. There's no, like you
No,
said, dead end season like where
no, and
oh
if I think it's terrible, so like I tried watching Angel and I really hated it, mostly because I think I hate him. But I just like Googled the end. I said, let me read the wiki for all the episodes and it'll feel like I was there.
that's
Let me
true.
see if I'm missing anything. I wasn't. Um, yeah, but you can't be doing that with series that aren't finished. You're
No,
like
no,
raw
you're
dogging these TV shows.
it's a
No,
jungle out there.
it is a jungle. There's no way. That isn't for Rachel, so
No.
doesn't
Hey,
matter.
I think what you got going on is working great for you.
Thank you so much for your support.
Yes. Oh, speaking of we'll have had written 5 books of the year. What
Yeah.
is one of your favorite things once they get released out into the wild?
Huh. So all of my books have some specific mental health in them that are all my lived-in experience to this point.
Mhm.
And there's always somebody who reads it the way I wanted it to be interpreted, and they always send me the nicest message, being like, "Oh my gosh, no one has ever like I never thought I had anxiety or panic attacks until I read this description," or "You nailed this obsessive compulsive disorder episode." Like those are things that I think are really powerful. And like I'm obviously like a white woman who I writing diversely is difficult. I so far have taken the stance that it is not my story to tell. Like someone who is of a different race than I am, that may change in the future. I'd love to do the research and get it right. But so far, I've really just used my own, they're not quirks, but my own like things that are different
Yeah.
um, to put in my book. So when people can react to the mental health rep and like be thankful, like I found a therapist, her name is also Rachel on like Bookstagram. And she's
Oh,
just like obsessed with these books because she's like, you literally nailed it. Like, I recommend these books to my patients. Like, these are a good representation. Like, it's a good thing. Um, I just love that part. Therapist or not, like anyone telling me that they feel seen in something that I've written is like pretty powerful.
exactly. That has to be like such a magical experience as an author to like have people come to you and be like, okay, I've never heard it described this way before. That's actually how I feel.
Yes. Yeah, and like I made fun of my Prozac for like 1,000 times, but um, like people who are like, well, maybe I should go see a doctor or maybe I should do this. I'm like, you definitely should. Like, if you have not been to therapy, everyone should do it.
Mhm.
Everyone. I don't
Yeah.
care how happy you think you are, everyone should go to therapy and ask for help when you need it because life is hard. It's hard to be alive, it's hard to keep going. So being able to put those things in my books and have people respond the way they have is really powerful. I really like it.
Yeah, exactly. That's literally the key to making it when you're dealing with stuff like that.
100%.
Yeah.
I've been doing this a lot. My nails aren't even painted. I'm not wearing my wedding ring. There's nothing on these hands.
Hey,
Just
you got jazz hands working.
pretty. I give you full permission if you want to cut that for an Instagram reel. That should be it.
That would
Us
be
jazz
amazing.
hands together. Just classic.
Oh my gosh, you are just so much fun to talk with.
And I really appreciate it. I had a good time.
Thank you for coming on. Do you have a favorite scene or quote that you would like to share from your Secret to Keep?
Hmm. A favorite quote. Um, Brooks says about Leah, I think this is what heaven feels like. And I
Right
love
in
it.
the heart.
And my favorite scene is like when, they're at the press conference and everyone is hyping her up.
Yeah.
Just like standing in the back all sweaty. Like I love that scene. It feels really good. So that's what I would say.
I love those answers. They are great moments in the book. And so that's I'm very, very happy to hear that.
It's amazing that I could remember one, to be honest, because sometimes I read like my screenshots for marketing and I'm like, did I really write that? Like, that's wild. Yeah.
It would have to sort of like all go together or like start running together at some point in a way because
Mostly with spicy scenes. And I'm like, damn, you wrote that? Sure. Okay. Go off,
go
queen.
off.
Like, I'm like, this isn't a screenshot from my book. And someone's like, it 100% is. And I'm like, oh, okay. That's good.
Yeah, yeah. Got another notch in your author belt.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the podcast today. I've had a blast with you,
So fun. Thanks for having me. Really appreciate it.
of course, and I will be excited to actually meet you this September. And for our listeners, if you haven't checked out Rachel's books, you need to do it ASAP because she is incredible and one of my absolute favorites, and you're gonna love her, all of her series. And I will link all of her socials in the description and where to find her.
And the first person who gets all the way to the end of this, if you send me a DM, I'll send you some free books. So
Oh, you heard her, people.
you let me know if anyone gets to the end of this wild ride. Can't even speak at the end.
There we go. Yeah, there we go.
Thank you
That
so much.
was, thank you so much for coming on here.